Welcome to Elite Tomb of the Tormented, where the tormented is you. Maybe you hate this quest, which puts you into the 99% category. Maybe you're too afraid to step inside this quest because you've heard all kinds of stories. This is part of the Necro 3 chain, and the Necro 3 chain is one that I avoided for a long time. But they're great XP. I encourage you to get to learn them. This is a quest that tries my patience, and ordinarily I'm a pretty patient guy, but this quest, the timing that's involved, the crackerjack timing, can really just drive you insane. So we're going to see how we do. Level 13. Haven't done a video in a few levels. Level 10 was the last one. So let's take a look at where things are. So I'm up to tier 5, got this big spirit blast, that's a must-have, of course. That's your big blast as an enlightened spirit. And then the shining through, that's your big, giant, temporary hit point thingy-dingy. So, I've got 409 permanent hit points right now. I'm going to hit shining through. I got 799 temporary hit points. Totally awesome. On the Soul Eater side, still got Consume and Stricken, of course. And then I picked up the Burning Blood dot. And then I just picked up some Universal Spell Power. And the Innate up to 3. Which I think I'm going to go up to 4, maybe 5. I would love to have that 5% chance to crit. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get there. It requires, that's going to be 31 points spent in that tree. I just don't know if I can do it. Probably could do it. We'll see. Let's take a look at the gear, where that is. Got a bunch of Wands of Fireball here because I'm going to use those to kill some of the stuff in the maze. Got the smoke goggles on for permanent blur. Also has a displacement clicky, and then so crafted onto the tiers. I've got exceptional intelligence skills +6, so that helps spellcraft. Got extra hit points and spell points on there as well. Jinx's Vexation, this is the same as last video. Con 6 on the bracers with the enchantment save +4. Feather Falling Ring of Good Luck crafted. Kundrak Delving Boots for the full-on freedom of movement. Strength 6 on the gloves crafted. Circle of Hatred. This is a really nice mid-heroic level resistance and intimidate item. It's a great tanky kind of an item. It's got insight 20% on it. That doesn't do anything for me because it's only to melee damage. But resistance +5, intimidate 15. Not a bad little ring. It also has 3 charges of harm, so if you're running with a Pale Master in your party, you can hit him with that as an emergency heal. Because Pale Masters are healed by negative energy. It's upgradable. I think that just increases the insight to like 30%, so it does nothing for me. Got the Mineral 2 hit point belt. This is a beautiful heroic green steel item. It's got protection 5 on it. It's got heavy fortification, and I'm getting 45 stacking hit points. Exceptional con skills helps concentration. It's got a stone skin clicky on it as well. Nightsinger's Mantle is a beautiful cloak for mid-level heroics for an enlightened spirit, or really anybody who's doing a lot of sonic damage. Maybe if you're like a casty bard. Really nice for Warlock though. Enlightened Spirit, or a Fate Pact Warlock, because it's got Perform on it. Perform helps your sonic damage. It's got Blindness immunity, which is nice, and it's got Nightsinger, 5% chance on sonic spell hit to blind your targets for 6 seconds. So every time I'm doing my blast, there's a 5% chance, because that's doing sonic damage too. There's a 5% chance for any mob hit by that to be blinded. Pretty cool, colorless slot. Got a Diamond of Charisma +4 on there. Now I do have an elite version of this, but I've got it slotted up with, I think, Charisma 6, so that makes it a minimum level 20 item. Otherwise the elite version would be 15. So I just use this for the remainder of heroic levels, and then switch to the elite version at level 20. Still got the blasting chime. The resonance is just a few higher than what I've got on another piece of gear, which I'll show you. But it's got evocation focus 2 and sonic lore, and those are really the reasons I have it. The resonance I'm not really gaining from anymore. Silver Flame Talismans is going to absorb 10 charges of neg leveling, basically. It also has full-on death block. And the protection from evil function of it doesn't work as far as I know. So Pansophic Circlet. Actually, yeah, the resonance... Yeah, this is 27 more. So that's the... Okay, so I've got Potency 63 here on the Pansophic Circlet, and I've got Resonance 90. And that Resonance, that's an equipment bonus. So if you come over here and you see the Potency is an equipment bonus. So yeah, it's 27 higher, so still worthwhile. You know, that's not bad. But it's got other stuff on the blasting chime too. So that's why I'm still using it. So Pansophic Circlet is your best general potency item in the game for heroics and epics right now. Potency 63, Insightful Potency 31, Quality Potency 8, and then the Magical Efficiency 5% is just gravy on top of that. Green slot. This is a beautiful, beautiful item. The epic version is just so amazing. So, I mean, if you got one of these, I mean, you get away with just using really just that for all your spell powers. You know, if you're focusing on one spell power more than others, then you know it can still be valuable to get, you know, one that's higher in whatever type of element. I knew I should have closed my window. Police driving by. Okay. Got Fanyan on the shield. This is an old version, level 12. The new version is level 14. The difference is the new version has a slot. But I still had my old version hanging around, so I wanted to use it. And then I have this Impulsive 67 longsword. That's just a few more than I'm getting from the Pansophic Circlet on the impulsive side. But it's got Radiance Lore 10 on it, so that's why I'm using it. Okay, I probably shouldn't even bother buffing because this quest takes forever. So if you're not familiar with this quest, it's basically 3 rat mazes that you have to guide rats through to the end. Sounds simple? Well, you got traps, you've got aggressive mobs down in the maze, and it's just an all-around frustrating experience. If you have a trapper, it can be really helpful to turn off the traps. Otherwise, it becomes a timing issue to, you know, move your rats across a trap without dying. You know, traps are toggling on and off or moving around. And there are some things you can do to deal with the aggressive mobs. As a warlock, you can use Dark Delirium, and that will freeze them, but there's a chance that... Oh, you know what? One thing I noticed, I think you can see that wolf is running around like crazy, or that warg. I think the Aura of Menace screws with those mobs down there, so I'm going to turn that off. And now you got to wait for these zombies to activate, because when you kill them, they drop these hunks of rotting flesh, and that's what you need to lure the rats. Okay, there's that warg down there. Let's see if I turn on my aura. Does he start going crazy? Oh, the other one is. But while I'm waiting for the zombies to activate, and sometimes, oh, you know what? I just gotta move over here. Derp. So yeah, just move over to Move over to the fence and it'll activate them. This is another quest that I'll run like maybe once per life. Okay, I'm going to turn that Aura of Menace back off. So here are your rats, and it looks like there's just 4 of them, but you actually have an unlimited supply of rats. So if they die, you know, it sucks, but don't stress. Let's see if Fireball still works, though. Hell yeah. Takes a while. But you can kill the wargs down there with a wand of Fireball. Otherwise, you know, trying to navigate around them is a giant pain. And there are actually lots of like AoE effects and things that will hurt these mobs through the gates. If you're interested in seeing a list of everything, you're going to want to go onto like the wiki. It's a little tedious, but this whole quest is tedious. And getting these guys out of the way is huge. You want to be very careful as you're targeting and picking up these hunks of rotten flesh, and just targeting and using things in general, because if you have hunks of rotten flesh and you accidentally target and use the great openings, you can drop the rotten meat in there, and that can screw up the pathing of the rats if that's not where you wanted them to go. So again, if you're new, you're leading these rats to the end of the maze, and we're going to drop these hunks of rotten flesh into the grate to lure them out. So you see a rat is coming along here. And then we're going to drop another one here. Another one there. And then the end of the maze is up these little steps here. So we gotta lead them here, over here, through here. So here, like from this spot where he's at, damn sirens, you can just drop one over here. You don't have to put one here in the middle. In fact, sometimes if you do that, sometimes if I were to put one here and then there, like he might go for the far one and then double back to get this one here. This first maze is very easy. In fact, you can just, you know, I don't have any aggressive mobs in there anymore. I've placed all my rotting meat, and that's it. Now I just have to wait and kill some zombies in the meantime. It goes up the stairs, hits the pressure plate, and it opens up this gate. It is so hot here in southeastern Michigan. And my computer fan is just spinning like crazy. I hope it's not coming through on the mic. I hope my computer doesn't catch fire. Okay, so let's get our bearings here. Here's our little home of rats. And this is a much bigger maze than the last one, and the third one's even bigger. So the first aggressive mob to deal with is this carcass eater here. And we take, let's see, this little door here will toggle and lock him in. But we want to make sure that that carcass eater is on the other side of it. And this is the pressure plate that toggles that door. So I'm not going to drop the rotten flesh onto that pressure plate yet. Let's see if this guy can be affected by fireball too. Oh yeah. But I'm going to leave him just to show you. So now he's not moving. He's on this side of the door, and I want him on that side, so I'm just going to kill him. Well, or I can do something else. Alright, so we're going to drop the rotten flesh over here to bring the rat on to that pressure plate, which will toggle the little doors. You can see it just moved over there. Now we're going to bring the rat back. The rat, and it's hard to tell because he's like stuck in the door right now, so I'm not really sure what's going to happen, but the carcass eater will probably attack my rat, and just to show you, I'm going to hit him with dark delirium. So there they go. So I hit him with dark delirium, and then my rat should attack that rat, but he's not. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes they act inappropriately, or they don't do what they're supposed to do, and you know, it can be really frustrating. Sometimes it can just screw things up and make it incompletable. We got a warg here, and he was a champion warg, and he tore up my rat before I could really do anything. Terrible. Sometimes you get a champion rat, and that's pretty badass. So that warg's still freaking out, and I don't have my aura of menace on, so I guess it's not that. Wargs run around like crazy. He just run right by my rat. How weird. Both of them did. But the rat will damage the aggressive mobs, but usually the aggressive mobs will kill the rats first because they're stronger. But you do have an unlimited supply of rats, so you can just keep sending more rats in to kill the aggressive mobs. That is really strange. The freaking wargs are running right by my rat. So here we're going to lead this rat over to this pressure plate, which is going to toggle these doors here, closing them, effectively opening that long hall, and we'll be taking them around here, here, and across the edge, and then to the exit. Here comes our little ratty. He's got that green mist coming off him so you can see him from far away. Oops. Oh, there he goes. He's slow. And there's the end of Maze 2. Maze 3 is the giant pain in the butt. It's bigger, it's got traps, moving around, toggling on and off, mobs running everywhere. We get to the end, we're going to kill all these mobs that are in there first before we kill the boss. It's an optional, and we should be able to get conquest that way. Computer fan sounds like it's ready to take off. Okay, so here's home base. We'll lead this guy out to have a little fight with this carcass eater. And we'll hit Dark Delirium on the Carcass Eater. And let the rat eat him up. And we'll help him out with some fireballs too. Oh, he broke. I wonder if Tentacles works. Looks like no. Ah, crap, that's not the way I wanted to go. Oh well. We'll just bring him around this way, it's fine. It's going the long way, the scenic route. I'm gonna lead him over to this pressure plate, and that's gonna toggle this door and this door, so we can start going that way. Well, my rat has only about a quarter of his hit points, so I'm just going to send him to his death over this trap and get a fresh rat after he toggles this. Die in the trap. There we go. Now we'll get a fresh rat. So this is our next obstacle. Here is this spinny trap that's moving throughout the dungeon, and it's actually going to come all the way over here. So you want to make sure you don't park the rat here, park the rat here, and then wait for that spinny thing to get here and start going the other way. And then we're going to park the rat up in this little cubby because the spinny blade doesn't come up here. And then the next parking spot is going to be right here. You can see the blade comes along here. There it is now. Let's go over here, boom, boom. So there's the blade. It'll stay there for a second, but not too long. Bring the rat down. Now we can just start filling it in. Quickly do this, because you don't have a lot of time. Actually, this run isn't bad, but sometimes, you know, sometimes the rat just wants to sit there and dick dance around for whatever reason, and, you know, then it's going to cause him to get eaten up by the traps. So here's the thing, if you're a little bit newer to this, you're sort of, I guess it would be intuitive to make the rat continue to go once the blade goes by. But you don't have enough time because it circles back and it's going to get your rat in the butt. So what you want to do is you're actually going to follow the blade. You're going to let the blade come and pass back, so going to the right from this perspective, and then you're going to follow the blade. And I'm going to set up some of my meat here ahead of time because I know exactly where I want my rat to go, and I don't want there to be any delay. I want him to just go, go, go. Okay, so as soon as that passes, as soon as that blade passes, I'm dropping the meat. Okay, now I got all my other meat set up here. Got the whole path laid out. So the rat is actually following the blade per se. So you're not trying to outrun the blade at this point, you're trying to follow it. And as long as the rat isn't dick dancing around, then he should be able to get over here. But there's not much time. It's a really short window. Watch this. Like, we did that right away. Look at that blade there. See, it's coming around and just misses the rat by like a second or two. Now we're gonna drop one there, here, here, and then we're gonna park them here on this pressure plate here, which is going to toggle this door. The pressure plate won't move through, well, I guess it doesn't move through the path of the door anyways. Drop some meat there. We're just waiting for this blade to come over here to the corner and then turn around. And then, well, now we drop our meat and we're going to have the rat follow the blade out. So here, I don't have another piece of meat until this far corner, but he's still going. You know, I didn't have to drop one here and here. Now this part is really a pain in the ass without a trapper. This is the part, it's just the timing is just awful. Take care of this carcass eater. You really got to pay close attention to the timing of how these traps toggle on and off. Because what I'm going to have to do is lure this rat over this trap and onto this pressure plate and then back without getting eaten by the trap. So you really got to like time it out. You got to count it out. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It goes back down. Let's see how good my timing is. I'm going to start our count as soon as it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to drop it, giving the rat a few seconds because you know it took a few steps before it got to the trap and we got over no problem. Okay, but going back there's even more steps, so let's see if we can time this. Oh, actually, we can just go through now. Ha! So we're just going to lead him back around. Not try to go back over that trap. I know I've done that before. I think maybe when I was a little bit newer to this one, I did it that way. But this is a longer path to go around, but this way you don't have to deal with the trap. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost done. Ermagerd. We have no more hazards to deal with except for this one spinny blade trap. So we're going to park our rat next to it. And then we're going to count it out again. We're going to give our rat like, a few seconds. So maybe we should drop it on like the 3 count, which would be right in the middle. Gotta watch it. Okay, we're gonna start counting as soon as it pops up. 1, 2, 3, drop. And there goes the rat. Perfect timing. Now we're gonna bring him over to the pressure plate here, which is gonna toggle this door, opening the way to the end. Okay, we're going to park them in the corner again, and we're going to do the same thing we just did. We're going to drop it on that 3 count because that worked perfectly. We start counting as soon as we see it activate, but we're going to wait till our rat gets parked over there first, and make sure he eats the meat there, because otherwise that's going to preoccupy him. Okay, get ready. 1, 2, 3, and drop. And to see our rat starts to cross it just as those blades go back down. Perfect timing. And we're done. That is it for the rat maze. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to turn off my aura because I don't want to kill the mummy by accident. See up here it says defeat the white tormentors, optional. I think they're going to come out of these sarcophagi, but I guess these are them. And you can actually go down into the maze, which I've never really done. There's like a chest down there. I think that gives one of like the tome pages or the shield pieces. It's around here somewhere. See, there's a silver key that I think you need for the chest. Ooh, remnant. We don't want to kill him yet. Switch to single target. And there's our optional. That's 3,800 XP. Hell yeah. Oh, what's going on here? That's weird. Guess there's like an extra one or something. And boom! 36 grand. That's why you should learn to do it. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about my videos, you can respond on YouTube. If you have any questions about the build I'm doing, although this is, this is a deviation from what I have posted, but, if you have questions about, my Warlock, you can respond to my build posts in the Warlock forums. And if you're on Sarlona, you are welcome to send me a tell. Well, let's see if we can get this. Here's our key. There's our key, and then is the chest in the other maze. I don't even know. Oops. Went the wrong way. This is out here. There's a chest somewhere. If we target around, should be able to pick it up. No idea which maze it's in. I thought I picked one up. There it is, right here. Wait a minute. I just saw it. I just saw the icon appear and it was like right over here. Chest. Oh, it's in with the rats. Alrighty. We can do this. All we gotta do is just backtrack through this. Spinny blade. Okay, come around here. Uh-oh. Gotta toggle it. And the toggle for that was... Where the hell was the toggle for that? Over here in the corner? Yep. Hey rats, cool. This is the first time I ever got this chest. Nothing.